Receipts up, hype down, let's lock in. Today is a practical one. If you use a Windows PC and you are starting to use AI tools like Copilot, ChatGPT, or Gemini, the goal is not to become a prompt wizard. The goal is to make your computer less annoying and your work easier to finish. Most people get bad results from AI for a very simple reason. They treat it like a search box with a personality. They ask one vague question, get one vague answer, then decide the tool is either magic or useless. The better habit is to treat the assistant like a junior helper with unlimited patience, but no automatic understanding of your situation. You give it context. You give it constraints. You ask for a plan. You verify the result. And before you paste anything personal, financial, medical, or work confidential, you check the data controls and privacy settings. That is the whole spirit of this video. 7 simple habits. No hype. No coding required. Subscribe to YouGTP for practical AI and PC workflows. And let's build a routine you can actually use on Monday morning. Habit number 1 is to give context before you ask for the final answer. Instead of saying, write an email, say who the email is for, what happened, what tone you want, what you need them to do, and what should be avoided. Instead of saying, fix my computer, say what device you are using, what changed recently, what error you saw, and what you have already tried. This is boring advice, which is exactly why it works. AI assistants are strongest when they can narrow the problem. On Windows, Copilot can help answer questions and support settings tasks, but the quality of the help still depends on the information you provide. A simple formula is role, goal, constraints, format. Role: act like a patient PC helper. Goal: help me free up space safely. Constraints: do not suggest deleting personal files. Format: give me a checklist. That turns the assistant from a random answer machine into a guided helper. The less context you give, the more it has to guess. And guessing is where a lot of bad AI output is born. Habit number 2 is to ask for a plan before the assistant writes the thing. This is useful for documents, troubleshooting, research, travel, shopping, and even cleaning up your PC. If you ask for a finished answer immediately, you have to judge everything at once. If you ask for a plan first, you can catch the direction early. Try this. Before you answer, give me a 5-step plan and tell me what information you need from me. That one sentence changes the interaction. The assistant may ask for your Windows version, your storage situation, your budget, your audience, or your deadline. That is good. A plan also makes it easier to spot risky suggestions. If a PC cleanup plan begins with registry edits, random driver download sites, or deleting system folders, stop. Ask it for a safer plan using only built-in Windows tools and official documentation. AI should reduce confusion, not rush you into irreversible steps. Good users become editors, not passengers. Habit number 3 is to use examples. If you want a better email, paste a short version of your normal writing and say, keep this friendly tone, but make it clearer. If you want help naming files, show 3 existing file names and ask for a consistent pattern. If you want a spreadsheet formula explained, paste 1 row of fake sample data, not your entire customer list. Examples reduce the amount of instruction you need. But this is also where privacy matters. OpenAI's help materials describe data controls for ChatGPT, and OpenAI's privacy material points users to options like temporary chat, export, delete, and privacy requests. Google has a Gemini Apps Privacy Hub that explains activity and controls for Gemini users. The practical takeaway is simple. Examples are powerful, but use fake or sanitized examples when the content is sensitive. Replace real names, account numbers, addresses, medical details, and client information. The assistant does not need the real secret to learn the pattern. It needs enough shape to help you. Habit number 4 is to verify anything that matters. This is where people get into trouble. A confident answer can still be wrong, outdated, or too generic for your setup. If the assistant gives you a Windows setting path, check that the setting exists on your machine. If it gives you a command, ask what it does before you run it. If it recommends a download, prefer official Microsoft, vendor, or App Store sources. For everyday work, ask the assistant to label what it knows, what it is assuming, and what you should verify. That makes the answer more honest. You can also ask, give me the safest version first, then the advanced version. AI tools are useful because they compress research and drafting time, but they should not replace your judgment. Think of the assistant as a fast first pass, not a final authority. The more important the decision, the more you slow down and check. Habit number 5 is to save the prompts that actually work. You do not need a giant prompt library. You need 5 or 6 reusable requests for your real life. One for rewriting email, one for summarizing a long article, one for explaining an error message, one for planning a PC cleanup, one for turning rough notes into a checklist, one for comparing options. Keep them in Notepad, OneNote, a text file, or wherever you already keep notes. The point is repeatability. A good saved prompt might say, ask me up to 3 questions if needed, then give me a short checklist with risk level for each step. That is useful because it forces the assistant to slow down, collect missing context, and organize the output. Over time, you will notice which prompts save you time and which ones produce fluff. Delete the fluff. Keep the prompts that make your PC work, your writing clearer, and your day less scattered. Habit number 6 is to build a privacy reflex. Not paranoia, a reflex. Before you paste anything, ask, would I be comfortable if this text appeared in an account export, a chat history, or a workplace audit? If not, pause. OpenAI's data controls FAQ and privacy materials explain controls around how conversations may be used, and Google's Gemini Privacy Hub explains activity and settings for Gemini apps. The details differ by product, account type, region, and settings, so do not rely on a vague memory from last year. Check the current controls in the tool you actually use. For everyday users, the safer habit is to strip out secrets before asking for help. Say customer A instead of the real name. Use fake numbers. Describe the issue without pasting the whole private document. If you are using a work account, follow your company's rules. AI is useful, but sensitive data deserves a deliberate choice. The final habit is to turn answers into action. AI can produce endless text, but text is not progress until it helps you do something. At the end of a chat, ask, turn this into a 3-step checklist I can do now. Or ask, what is the next safest action? Or, what should I save, send, or check before I close this? That moves the assistant from content generator to task helper. For PC users, this is especially useful because computer problems often feel like fog. A checklist cuts through the fog. Check storage. Backup files. Update the app. Restart. Verify. Stop if an error appears. That is much better than a long explanation you never use. So the 7 habits are simple. Context first, plan first, examples, verification, saved prompts, privacy reflex, and action checklist. Use those and your AI assistant becomes calmer, safer, and more useful. Subscribe to YouGTP for more practical AI and PC guides, and drop a comment with the one computer task you want turned into a clear checklist next. Before you close this video, here is the field test. Pick one low-risk task you already need to do today. Do not pick your taxes, a medical decision, a legal problem, or confidential client work. Pick something ordinary. Rewrite a polite email, summarize a public article, plan a grocery list, explain a Windows setting, organize a messy checklist, or draft a message to a family member. Now run the full routine. First, give context. Tell the assistant the goal, audience, constraints, and format. Second, ask for a plan before the final answer. Third, give one example of the style you want, with sensitive details removed. Fourth, ask the assistant to flag assumptions and anything you should verify. Fifth, turn the answer into a short action checklist. Then judge it honestly. Did it save time? Did it make the result clearer? Did you still understand the final output? If yes, save that prompt. If no, change the prompt or drop it. This is how you avoid becoming a collector of fancy AI advice you never use. You test one habit on one real task, keep what works, and build from there.